What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in to another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. We're still doing 3 videos a week right now, so we don't want you to miss out on any of those future videos. You know, the goal of my channel is to help you guys catch more bass, maybe use some new baits, some sneaky baits, some tip videos. That's kind of what this video is going to be all about. You know, we're going to talk about some sneaky drop shot baits that maybe you haven't thought about putting on a drop shot, but myself, the other top level professional anglers are using these baits, putting them on a drop shot, and they're not really telling you guys. So we're going to let out some juice in this video, let out some sneaky stuff that you guys can use. Hopefully put it on your drop shot rigs, catch some big smallmouth, largemouth, spotted bass, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter, you know, all species will eat these baits, but these are just sneaky options for when those fish get a little bit more pressured. You need a new option, you want to show them something different. Get on the latest trends. That's what we're going to talk about here today, and let you guys in on some juice. So if you guys are ready, let's jump in and I'll show you a few sneaky baits to put on your drop shot. Okay, so we are here up north, you know, obviously doing a little smallmouth fishing up north, and you know, they are getting smarter and smarter. It seems like every single year you come to the Great Lakes, the fish are getting smarter. And you always got to be on top of throwing new baits, new shapes, new sizes, all different things. But, you know, one thing that is tried and true that works all the time, no matter what bait you're throwing, is going to be the drop shot. The good old drop shot catches them all over the world. And, you know, it's just such a simple rig. You know, you take a small little hook. So for this style fishing, I'm taking I'm nose hooking these baits. I'm leaving the hook exposed. So this is a Trokar TK 150. It's their drop shot hook right here. And this is the number 4 size. So this is a very small little hook right here. So I'm taking him, I actually just tie a Palomar knot to him, run my line down through to my little Epic tungsten tie-on drop shot weight. This is a teardrop. I really like the teardrop size, I guess you would. Is it a size? Shape, teardrop shape of my weights. And you know, you adjust the weight based on how deep you're fishing. Right now I have a 1/4 ounce on there, but you know, I'll go up as high as a 1/2 or 3/4 depending on the situation. So that's the simple little drop shot. You know, I always like throwing light lines, so I have 8-pound Seaguar Tatsu fluorocarbon on here. But let's get to the juice of this video and show you some of the baits that we like putting on this little drop shot. So, you know, when you think of a drop shot for smallmouth or up north in general, you're probably thinking of, you know, a shad-shaped worm, a flat worm, you know, if you way back in the day, a crosstail shad. There's tons of great little shad imitator, goby imitator baits. But you know, the fish have seen a lot of those. Now, don't get me wrong. I still love throwing a shad-shaped worm. I throw that all the time and catch a lot of fish on the shad-shaped worm. But something that I've been doing here the last few years is taking a small swim bait. So this is the Yamamoto shad-shaped swimmer. So you can take this small little swim bait, like this is the 3.2 inch size right here. And then you put him on your drop shot. So he's the same profile as your shad-shaped worm, but now you can put this small little swim bait on your drop shot like this. And this works the best if there's a little bit of current, or if you're dragging your bait, or if you're drifting in the current, let's say like the St. Lawrence River or Detroit River or somewhere like that, where you're dragging this drop shot along. This swim bait is actually up here swimming along. And he's just swimming along the surface, or not the surface, along the bottom. And that right there is deadly for catching a lot of big fish. Putting a little swim bait on there, you know, it's something that not a lot of people think about. It's gotten a little more popular here recently. You know, you've seen guys using the Megabass Haze Dong shad or the Spark shad, the small little swim baits, little 2.8 inch Kitex, things like that. But the reason that I choose the Yamamoto shad-shaped swimmer is it's extremely durable. You can see I'm really pulling on there and he's not tearing off. So, you know, this bait is going to last long. It's going to get you a lot of bites. and you know, be able to catch a lot of fish with that one singular bait. So that's what I really like about the shad shaped swimmer. So that's first up on the list. Now we're going to start getting into some more sneaky kind of stuff. You know, you've kind of seen the craze here lately with the fuzzy style baits or the dice style baits, and that's no different for the drop shot. You know, I've been putting them on for the last few years. You know, it started with me with the actual dice, the OSP. It's just a little cube with some skirt strands gone through it. Now there's lots of great options for that. For me, I'm using this guy right here. This is the Yamamoto Fuzzy Nut. I like the color options available, and I actually like it's a little bit bigger profile. So you can see he's got a little bit bigger profile of plastic there to really, you know, kind of draw those fish in a little bit. But you know, putting him on a drop shot's very simple. So the Fuzzy Nut actually has a flat bottom. So I like to start my hook through that flat bottom there and come out the front just like that. And that's how you're putting him on a drop shot like that. Now it doesn't look like much. It doesn't move, doesn't have a whole lot of action, but that profile really draws in the fish, catches a lot of fish. So putting the little fuzzy dice, the Fuzzy Nut, that style of baits on a drop shot, excellent little choice, kind of sneaky little choice. You know, not many people think about, you know, putting that on there or how to fish that. And that is another excellent option for your drop shot. Okay, here's another sneaky little bait. Now, some people are probably going to get mad at me for showing this little guy right here. So this is a very unique looking bait that, you know, a lot of people are putting on their drop shots and not talking about. And that's going to be the two-way. So this is a very unique, I would call it a bug imitating style bait. I mean, what would you even call that thing? That is a very unique style plastic. It's pretty durable. You know, that's what I like about it, but it's the perfect little bait to create a different look. And you just take your drop shot hook and run it right through the middle there. There's a little bulb through the middle. Run them just like that. And now it creates a very different profile. I mean, what could a fish think that is? A crab, a bug, a spider? There's no telling. But that little guy right there is a sneaky option to put on your drop shot. Catches a lot of big fish, and you'd be surprised how many big largemouth, spotted bass, smallmouth, all that kind of stuff gets caught on a sneaky little bait just like that. So one more bait for you guys. This is going to be, obviously this one is definitely in the bug category of baits, because it's actually shaped after a bug, but it is something that not a lot of people even think about. And this is something that smallmouth for sure absolutely cannot stand, this little bait right here. And it's going to be a Hellgrammite. So this little guy right here, super sneaky option to put on a drop shot. It is, let's see if we can show you guys. It is a very stiff plastic, but it is shaped like a Hellgrammite. And you know, a lot of smallmouth grow up eating these small little bugs or creatures, whatever you want to talk about. It's a very, you know, distinct profiled bug or creature, whatever we're going to call it here. But this little bait right here on a drop shot presented to smallmouth, doesn't matter where it is. It could be in a river, could be in a creek, could be in a lake, Great Lakes, doesn't matter. That little guy right there, you know, it doesn't look like much, but it's that profile that the fish cannot stand. A little juicy Hellgrammite catches a lot of big fish. It's just another sneaky little option that you can show and present those fish when, you know, you want to give them something a little bit different. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. We gave up some juice in this video. There's going to be some people that get mad at me for dropping some of these baits, but you know, I want to help you guys catch more bass. That's the goal of the whole channel, is to help you guys, you know, take some of this information from these videos and take it out on the water and catch more bass. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Leave me those likes, comments, good stuff down below. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys next time.